Hi, everyone, and happy Wednesday. We are down to our last few chapters of rules. I can't believe it, but I'm really excited to see how everything comes together in these last few readings. Yesterday, we saw Catherine get into not an argument, but a little bit of a back and forth with her mother, but I think it was successful because it allowed Catherine to have a different perspective on David and Jason. Today, we're going to see Catherine have a similar situation with her father. So keep in mind our guiding questions. What perspective on these issues does each character have, or how do they deal with these issues in similar or different ways? Today's chapter is called Late Doesn't Mean Not Coming. So we know that at the end of yesterday's chapter, Catherine called her dad at work and demanded him to come home. So let's see what happens. I hear music. The double doors to the town community center are propped wide open, a rectangle of yellow light spread on the sidewalk. David jumps into the box of light. He waves his fingers in excitement, watching his shadow. Catherine, next time you need to plan better, Dad says. I can't leave work for something like this. I watch David jumping, his shadow hands fluttering. You take David to the video store every time he has OT. That's different. Different because it's him? David huffs, turning to me. Dad huffs, turning to me. I know what he needs. Believe me. I push my way past Dad, not even caring that I'm yelling. Maybe he does need you more than me, but that doesn't mean I don't need anything at all. Go inside? David asks as I step on his shadow. Ask Dad. He's in charge. My throat is raw, looking ahead to the community center. I've never felt so alone. I hear footsteps coming up behind me. Kath? I have to matter too, I say. As much as work in your garden, and even as much as David. I need you too. I feel his arm go around me, turning me to face his shoulder. You matter, Dad says, holding me. Even though strangers glance at us as they pass, I hold him tight. Would you stay until I know if Jason's coming? Sure. My forehead pressed into the hollow of Dad's shoulder, his shirt smells sickly sweet, like cherry cough syrup from the pharmacy, but I don't care. And can I borrow some money? I spent all mine on Jason's present. Dad digs into his pocket with his free hand. Here's extra so you can call me when you're ready to come home. I'll come as soon as you call. Go inside? David asks. I nod. I'm ready. Inside the doors, a woman looks up from the admission table. The poster I made is taped on the wall behind her. Welcome, she says, opening her cash box. Are you here for the dance? My daughter is. My son and I are only here until her friend comes. Dad pays for all of us, but David doesn't want his hand stamped. Watch, it doesn't hurt. I hold my hand out and the lady says, Would you like a flower or a frog or a dragonfly? A frog, please. She presses the stamp onto the back of my hand and I show David. Look, it's a frog. David holds his hand out to me and I turn it over so she can stamp the back. Something smells good, Dad says. We have a bake sale going on and there's popcorn and soda. The woman points down the hall towards tables piled with brownies and cookies. Everything is 50 cents or $1, but you can't bring food or drinks in the gym. It's the rule, David says. Ahead there's a scatter of flyers on the bulletin board, and the doorway to the gym is surrounded with colored streamers and twinkly white Christmas lights. Dad stops to talk to someone at a long table selling t-shirts with the community center logo on them, and I hear snips of the conversation. Lots of kids. Lovely night. The pharmacy is good. Beside me, David steps close to the lights, his fingers flickering at his sides, fast as moth wings. The lights are beautiful, aren't they? I say, like hundreds of stars. Like stars, David says. Make a wish, frog. I close my eyes and reach in my skirt pocket, fingering the money Dad gave me. From inside the gym, a song starts, a fast, wonderful, bursting with life song. When I open my eyes, David's staring at me, inches from my face. Most people say if you tell a wish, it won't come true. But I don't think wishes work like that. I don't believe there's some bad-tempered wish fairy with a clipboard checking off whether or not you've told. Oops, you told your wish. No new bike for you. But it's a long shot I'll get my wish. So even if there's a fairy in charge of telling, it won't matter. I wish everyone had the same chances, I say, because it stinks a big one that they don't. What about you? What do you wish for? Grape soda. I can't help smiling. You wished for grape soda? He doesn't answer, and I pull my hand from my pocket. Taking one of his fluttering hands, I wrap his fingers tightly around $1. Wish granted, Toad. He takes off running, and Dad runs after him. I close my eyes and make a new wish. I wish the refreshment stand has grape soda. Okay. So let's look back at our questions. And we're going to continue with this one. How do they deal with these issues in similar or different ways? I want you to keep in mind this last scene where Catherine and David are having a bit of a conversation about wishes. Catherine really thinks deeply about this, about whether or not there's a wish factory where people granting wishes, whether or not they're going to come true or not, whether or not if you tell they definitely won't come true. She kind of goes back and forth. And Catherine wishes for something really deep, that I wish everyone had the same chances, meaning she wishes that David and Jason were able to do the same things as everybody else, or even maybe like Catherine and Christy. When she asks David for his wish, he answers with grape soda, which is not usually something someone would wish for. But this shows David's innocence in this whole thing. David has such a wonderful outlook on life, and the littlest things can make him happy. So I think the author put this scene in here for a reason, to allow us into the minds of David and to know that he really doesn't take life too seriously, and he's just a young boy trying to figure it all out. But the smallest things make him the happiest. And I think that this will rub off on Catherine, and I think Catherine will start realizing if other people aren't bothering David and Jason, if they're not affected by their peers' behaviors or their thoughts, then why should Catherine get so worked up about it all the time? So I'm hoping this is kind of a turning point for Catherine and how she thinks about the issues in her life. But I guess we will have to wait and see. Until tomorrow, have a great day.